Hello, hello. I hope everyone is doing well. Let's see here, getting myself set up. Huh, everything's working today. Okay. So I hope everyone is or had a good week, and we are all going to have a good week. We are going to make just a quick journal. So we're just going to put one together using a digital collection. As you can see here, it's from Relatively Thoughtful, and I'll make sure I get that linked down below after the replay goes up. We're going to do some die cutting, we're going to make some flowers, we're going to do all kinds, but I'm just going to focus in on the um, digital itself. We don't always have to add all kinds of papers and stuff like that. It's going to be a single signature, and it's going to be a tall and skinny um, when it comes to that journal. So this is, again, it's by Relatively Thoughtful, that you can get, and it's called Twilight's Embrace. I love the images. I usually, I don't go towards portraits. The portraits are gorgeous, but I just love the papers in this um, when it comes to that. So I'll flip through. This was actually not a duplicate, but there was either a purple or a yellow. So I chose to do the yellow. And then these are just all of the different style of papers. The flourishes, the 3D effect, I think are just beautiful. So I took care of some of the cutting so you didn't have to constantly hear that cutter go. But there's grays and deep reds and blacks and purples and some golds. And then I just chose a paper, another digital for the backing so that it wasn't white. And that's the same throughout. So you've got solids. So what I like about these digitals is if you're not a journal maker, they're great for cards. I just printed this down on regular copy paper. I get 3 reams in a box from Amazon, and then this is just cardstock from my stash. Um, the inexpensive cardstock, and just printed it right onto that. So I didn't even use my normal photo type paper. Biddy, hello. Okay, we're going to try this name. Is it Olivka? Did I say that right? Czech Republic. Welcome, welcome, welcome. But just some of the images, I love the vibrancy of the red. So yeah, this is just printed on regular copy paper, because you can do that. You don't have to have special copy paper or anything else. Now, as I said, this is Amazon, and it's 24 weight, and it's good for inkjet and laser. So it's very inexpensive, and I use that for all of my printing. But just like the cathedrals and the different colors that are going on, we'll fussy cut some of these items out. Olga officially. Okay. Did you have another handle, Olga? Did you change your handle? Flow. Flow. And then there are some sentiments that you can use if you are that card maker. Um, I won't be using those for this, but I figured we would just have fun with a tall and skinny album or journal. And again, it's relatively thoughtful. LaFrance, hello, good morning. When it comes to this. So let's get started. Now I already trimmed off the papers on the side, and then I'm just going to use my scissors and just chop the tops off, just to remove that white. So the kits, when you get these digital kits, they are on the European size paper, so it's a little taller and all of that. So when you put it into your printer and you print to fit, that's what I choose. It'll shrink it down. So these folded in half. This is an 8.5 by 11. So this one cut down, with this being sewn in here. I've got a nice generous border. I can choose to cut this down. I may not. I'm not quite sure yet. I think I'm actually going to leave it like that, because then I can have just some small things hanging out. And of course, we're always going to have something. We're always going to have something coming out. Let's see. What are we gothing today? Yes, it is very goth. I do go towards the goth. It's going to be a tall and skinny tall skinny journal. Oh, okay, Olga. All right, that's cool. All right, so you can also, and again, I just chose different papers. I already have them in the order. If we tear our papers too, that gives you a fun edge. Let me move these. I just stuck myself with a pen. Ow. I'm just saying, just ow. Wow. So we're going to tear off the tops, making sure I get, of course that didn't work. You know, this is just not, this has not been my week. We're going to stick with, let's try this again. Oh, that kind of worked. You know, we're going to stick with the scissors. I don't worry about if my papers are even. Why? That means I have to think. So after I cut, I'm just going to make sure that I got rid of, when they're folded like this, I know I'm going to hit it. I'm going to hit the mark. This one page is just smaller than the others. We're just going to gauge it now. Keep our fingers crossed. So how is everyone doing? Biddy, I watched your video yesterday. Yes, I was in the background because it's what I do. I lurk. I lurk. Beautiful cards. Absolutely gorgeous, gorgeous cards. I hope you were spoiled for your birthday, as we all should be. Hello, Vicky. Oh, Biddy, you did just fine. Just fine. See, we have a wonderful community that just loves you. Oops. When we cut folded papers, you just want to make sure that they're even. Yeah, see, I'm not really too worried about it, though. But just something quick and simple today. Good. I'm glad you were spoiled. I'll be having a couple videos coming out, and I'll show those cards, give you a heads up what they look like. I'm just about to wrap up the nitty-gritty of our simplicity in our community. I can't believe it. Through that series, I'm already up to just under 50 cards, I think. So great growth on the cards. So the papers are already folded the way that I want them. I'm not going to add any coffee dyed. I'm not going to add any other types of book pages or anything else. You certainly can. But I just want to show that you can just use the digital itself. Now, since this is like a goth theme, well, again, it's not for everyone, but I do lean towards it. There are 13 pages that are going in to the album. Cordelia, good morning. I hope you are doing well. So as you can see, they're all different sizes. I'm good with that. I am good with that. And then they're going to slip in here, and I think I am going to, yeah, nah, I'm not gonna, nope, 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 nope. So, single signature, straight up, need my clips, let's get her sewn in. I'm gonna use my bulldog clips. I've got my wax thread. I've got a magnet stuck to my bag. That's hysterical. Oh my. Okay. Glad you all couldn't see that. Too funny. And it's stuck back to the bag again. This is my favorite bag. My sister got this for me. I'm not sure what my spirit animal is, but I'm sure it has rabies. Yes. Yep. That's me. Yes. I don't know where she finds this stuff, but she does. I'll put that up there so I don't lose it. All right, let's find our center. we'll get these somewhat centered in here. I always pinch down with my thumbs. I don't worry about the pages angling out. Again, it's a journal. You know, it's supposed to be all over the place. Now, since this is a single signature, I don't worry about. All right, now we're going to take the next 30 minutes for entertainment for me to find the end of the wax thread. Let's see. Found it. That was pretty quick. I did a video recently, and I think it took more time to place the stamps in my stamp positioner than it did for me to complete the card. But I showed it all. It was just amazing. You know, sometimes as we craft, there's times where I just shake my head. I'm like, really? Okay. That didn't go as planned. Nope. Didn't go as planned at all. I'm just going to eyeball this. I know nothing's out of whack when it comes to, meaning I don't have something short. I don't have something, you know, sitting down here. So I can just go in through the center and I'm just going to eyeball it. I don't need a template for this. And I just fold down, push through. And we're just going to do a basic 3-hole pamphlet because to me that's easier. I used to do 5 or even 7 whole pamphlet stitches, and yeah, it makes me think. I don't want to think. As I get older, I'm getting lazier. Oh, good morning, Carrie. Welcome. Okay, just checking out those things. All right, so we're going to go in from the outside. We're going to change it up. I usually start on the inside, and of course, this is black, so it's difficult for my eyeballs to see this. I'm going to go, actually, instead of starting from the inside, I'm going to start from the outside. And when you push your papers down, it's easier to get into that area. I'm going to make sure we keep the tail. I've got to find the hole now in the center. You know, as crafters, we make things more difficult. I'm telling you. And then I'm going to come all the way up to the top. I'm going to push back down. It just gets those holes that we've punched all lined up. We're going to pull through. And then we're going to find that center again. Fingers crossed I don't cross the lines, making sure that the tails are on each side. So you can always have your tails on either side. I'm putting these to the outside because I believe there's going to be charms that are going to come off of it. Because you all know I love my metal. I love my metal. Remove my clips. So even though we're come to the outside, I still want to make sure that the tails are on each side. I'm going to flatten this out, and I'm going to pull straight up to tighten all of this up. Now, I'm also going to look. All right, we're good on that. So you never want to pull off to the side, and I'm just going to wiggle these to make sure that I've got good tension. And we're just going to tie a knot. Easy peasy. And then we'll just let those dangle away. And then I'm just going to push down on this. Your single signatures are always going to alligator out. But I do like the way a single signature just fits in your hand. I don't know why. I do not know why. And then here is our journal, making sure that, of course I'm doing it after the fact, just making sure that nothing's upside down. I just enjoy these colors, very much enjoy the colors. Okay. So one of the things that I want to do is I want to create some flips. We're going to create some flips. I'm going to move the portrait out. And then these are going to sit here. These. I want these. And we are going to fussy cut. And again, all of this is printed on just regular copy paper. Nothing fancy, nothing special. Just regular copy paper. Because honestly, that's all you need. I am gonna, yeah, no, I can't. You know, Biddy, I don't know how you use big scissors. That just makes me nuts. You're a master at the large scissors. Now, when I put this hinge in, or maybe I want these to be the pockets. Not quite sure. And why does it feel like I lost light? I am not going to worry about those edges. We can make our choice on how we fussy cut. Yeah, I think these are actually going to be our pockets. See how we change our mind? Just like that, we change our mind. We're still going to add our stamping and all of that jazz to our pieces, because I can't resist on that. Oh, right. And no, I did not put those on the floor. Although sometimes I do. Sometimes I do. Gwen, good morning. So here are our pockets that we're going to create because they are, get that out of the way, they are at a good size that we can put them. I would let them hang off, but I don't have anything on the back, and that white just makes me nuts. So that's what these are going to become. I do want these to just be a little bit stronger, meaning more, have more weight to them. So I'm going to dig into my stash here of my scraps. I don't know if that's a lot of black. Too much black. Hang on. This is the remnants of my other goth journal. Alright, so we're going to get this glued down. Aren't they beautiful? Yeah, I really liked the look. Of this digital collection. And for those of you just coming in, this is by Relatively Thoughtful. Now, yep, you guessed it. We're going to tear around it. Now I can have it stick out. So when the page is turned, we've got these torn edges. Now, of course, you know, metal, vintage photo, this case, scorched timber. Yeah, they're the staples. That's going to go around. So these are this cathedral. These 4 are in this digital collection by Relatively Thoughtful called Twilight's Embrace. And yes, this is going to go right here. We're just going to push it out a little bit. I've got a lot of room on my edges, on my top. But since this isn't torn, I'm not going to push that down, although I could. Yeah, you all knew that was going to happen too, right? All right. So this is going to be a tuck. So I define a tuck where only two sides of the image has glue, and we're not putting it on three sides. And we're going to glue that down and wipe away the rest there. So when this is closed, you're going to have that torn edge. Yes, Flo, it is. Yes. Put all the details in. Yep. Absolutely. I'd like to know. Now you're going to make me watch my screen. I'm just saying. Type away. So that's our first one. So it's just a different look. When it comes now, I can't do that. They would look ridiculous upside down. But that, but that doesn't mean. And I've got 4 of these. So we will put these in certain areas of our book. Why does it look like, am I losing light here? No, they're still on. Okay, never mind. I don't know. It seems like either something's dimming in my room. So I apologize if the video is going all wonky-ish. Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah, all right. And we're just going to do the same thing. So these, all 4, are going to be set up the same. And yes, I saved those scraps. Oh, no, don't. Ooh, okay. And I'll make sure that those 2 sides are like that. I'm good when my pages get crumbly and crinkly. Just put my hand in the ink. That's that one. And I'm going to find my center. Find another one of those pages. So it's just going to break up this pattern. That's why I'm doing that. Good morning, Pam. How are you? Let's see. So, all right. So the club that we are talking about, Pam, her sign for YouTube is the Ginger Cat Lady. Great channel. And let's see, she's saying started Harley's Birthday Club. And it looks like it's so correct me if I'm wrong, Flo. It looks like it's a happy mail that we can send to each other. And she's got a spreadsheet. So if you go to her channel for that stream, you will be able to be part of it. So that's awesome. Awesome, awesome. And if I can find it, I will make sure I link that down below after the replay. We'll get that in there. And I think I'm just going to glue these together all at once. And I don't have to worry about it. So yesterday I was doing the video. Hello, Dawn. How are you doing? I have done a lot of videos. I had to get caught up and continue with the videos for our community. And I wasn't sure if I was going to be able to go live today. Because, and I know, I'm not sure if you can still hear it, but I kind of lost my voice yesterday. Yeah, so I'm not quite sure if it was a cold that I'm still fighting. I can't get rid of it. I can't shake it. Or if it's because I didn't drink enough water. I should have had lemon water or tea, because I think I put together, between voiceovers and the live recordings, yeah, my voice just literally went out. Now, some may say that's a good thing. You know, you never know. But yeah, it was, and of course, when your voice just goes out, and it just literally went out. You sit there and you try to talk. To say, okay, now wait a minute. If I keep talking, it'll come back. Yeah, no, don't do that. It does not work. Just absolutely does not work. So I finally just sat down and drank lots. So when I woke up this morning, it finally came back. But yeah, so there's that. Okay, I'm gluing it to the book. Oh, that's okay. We'll put something there. So that's what that's looking like so far. It may come out the side, which you guys all know. I'm good with that as well. I like it when it does that. And then this will be our last one. No, I wanted to tear that bottom off. Oh no, Cordelia, I hope you're feeling better. I know. I am not a tea drinker. And I'm really not a fan of tea. I mean, I'll drink it. My husband knows, okay, she's really down for the count. If I do start drinking tea, it's kind of like his sign. But yeah, if I can avoid it, I will. Alright, that one's really going to stick out, and that's okay. Pockets in. So we've just got these torn edges going on. We've got them going on to the bottom. So even though your pages are straight, you can still get that look of torn edges. Now, since it's on the bottom, I have to do it up at the top. So let's look at frames. These look fun. And we'll just pick some of these, and I think we're going to do the same thing. Although, hmm. Yeah. Alright, so let's grab my cutter. I know, I'm on a cutting mat anyway, but I don't want to cut into it. Yeah, I just don't. Sometimes the whole purpose of drinking tea is to drink the tea. I find I need a pound of sugar in my tea, which, you know, not good. Not good. I already pushed it away. Alright, now we're going to have some white on these because, yeah, and I shouldn't have cut out that center yet. Because we are going to let the scorched timber cover all of that up. So I am not worried about it. But I'd love to tear this, but yeah, no. That's not going to work for me either. Has everyone been watching Sabrina's sneak peeks over her Halloween collection? Oh my goodness. I cannot wait. This is not going to be fun. So I can just go over this with the scorched timber, and no one will ever know except everyone who watches this that I did it that way. See, can't tell. All gone. All gone. And we're going to do the same thing. We're going to tear all of that away. And I'm not worried about that hole there. See, I used to do 5. That hole in there, I'll cover that up. But I think this needs to sit like that. One. Alright, we're not going to cut away the centers this time. I have not thought of a name for this one yet. But I don't know how far I'll get today with this. But I do know I'll be finishing this today. And then when I do the flip through, I'll have the name on the back after I figure it out. Oops. Can you tell I don't like fussy cutting? Yeah, no. I think next month in the community is going to be fun. We're going to ink smush. Ink smush. And we're going to ink smush with all kinds of different things. I was going to do watercolors. I figured, you know what? That'll be for October. Oh, and been loving your card making class. Awesome information. Oh, okay. So, had my retreat with my sister. It was, we make up our own retreat. We just go to each other's house. Here's the best part. We live like maybe 10 minutes away from each other. So, you know, we don't spend a lot of time in the cars. Ave, hello. I hope you are doing well. Let's make sure I didn't miss anyone. Anthony's in here. Hey, good morning, Anthony. There you are. I see you. And I totally missed my trash can. Okay. And I think I see a question. Oh, that's wonderful. Thank you, Gwen. I hope everyone's enjoying the community. How many do I have here? Okay. So let's get these inked up. I mean, they don't look bad, but that white just drives me crazy. It really does. So we just need that to go away. And I like the way that it goes to the gray. And if I'm shaking my camera, I'm sorry. So anyway, so got together with my sisters. Awesome time. Absolutely awesome time. And I also, before I went there, I was online, which is dangerous. And I found out we have a Hobby Lobby near us now. Yeah. So we decided to go. Mm-hmm. Yep. So, oh, thank you, Anthony. Yeah, oh, don't, okay, see, it was close. Don't whittle a thing. Um, Dawn, have a good one. Thank you for stopping by. All right, now we're going to cut these out. So we went to the Hobby Lobby, and it was different. I'm not going to say I didn't like it. Um, again, I've had either a Michaels or a AC Moore's near me okay, we're going to lose those centers because, yeah, I'm not fussy cutting around that with a knife. You all would not want to see that. You think that's not for children. um, I mean, I don't know. Is it me? They are heavily based in decoration. Is that was the vibe that I kind of got? Now, what was very dangerous for me there, and since this was the first time for me and my sister being there, we walked it, and it was a nice size. I mean, it was huge. Um, it was dangerous when I got to the paper section. Um, because when I went, Christmas was 40% off. So, yeah. My sister looked at me and she went, "Really?" I'm like, "Well, yeah, kind of, sort of. Just want to make sure that, we're covered." But absolutely adorable designs. Um, their paper collections, even the non-Christmas ones, I could have gone crazy. I could have absolutely have gone crazy. But I controlled myself to a point. To a point. And it's not like I need more paper. But I know, since I'm gearing up for my showcase, I'm going to use a lot of paper. So I am going to have to restock. And I did. So I will say for um, their pattern papers, oh, there was way too many collections to die for. Yeah. There were a lot of wonderful, and of course, a lot of them were the um, vintage collections. So, wow. Absolutely wow. Well, Biddy, my sister understands. She's just like, wow. I'm like, but when you have, I mean, their prices are already good. I mean, very decent. When it comes to paper pads, I did think that the prices for their 6x6 were better priced than their 12 by 12 in some cases. And I am one where I will hit the clearance bin first. I kind of like, sniff that out. Where's clearance? Where's the clearance? Or a sign that has so much off. And I learned that from my sister. She taught me that. I mean, the first thing I do when I walk into Michael's is I go to their clearance section. Um, so I think it all depended upon the paper pad, but to get um, a 6x6 paper pad that's $4.99, and it's not a 24 sheet paper pad. If I look off to the side, can I? Oh, I can't see that. It's 40 sheets, um, and it was 40% off. Yeah, that for me was a no-brainer. Very much a no-brainer. So I was glad that I got there. Saw it. I mean, it's close to us. It's not too far. And then we went to this, there's a boutique that's near us. So we went to that because it's one of the last places, I just found it, again, online, that pulls in local artists. So I was interested in that as well. We got lost. Did I forget to do one? I guess I did. Alright. We actually got lost. So they took this old house, this old farmhouse, and each room, and it's like 2, 3 levels, this old farmhouse, and each room had a theme for crafts. Like, see, I told you I put my hand in there. Um, so like one was uh, winter, another one was fall, 2 rooms were Christmas, one was um, Halloween, baby, men's, sports, Easter. You name the holiday, they had it. But it was just set up in this maze that, yeah, we got lost. We were doing the whole Marco Polo. Where are you? So I'm going to get more information on that. But it was a really nice time. I didn't do too much in crafts because unfortunately work played a role, of course, in the mornings because they can't leave me alone. Um, and I just really relaxed. And I did work on the stamp collection, so I got more designs on that. Changed up a couple things, changing my mind, because that's what I do. And I know I had said that I was thinking about going to a 5th stamp because I cannot make up my mind. Nope, we're going to stick with 4. We are going to stick with 4. So, for those of you, you can breathe. I hope I helped your pocketbook. But yes, we are going to stick with the 4. Zentangle had done a recent project pack, and Gwen, they are absolutely beautiful. And there's a couple designs in there that are very inspiring for me. And that's kind of what made me turn in another direction. So you'll see. But I will say that it's not so much themey. So I'll just let that. It's more going to be like scenes and stuff like that. Okay. That was a lot of inking you all heard. Oh my goodness. Okay, let's look at the comments, make sure I'm not missing anything. Yeah, Hobby Lobby for me is when I want pattern papers. I'm still drinking tons of water here. Yeah, it's definitely the place for pattern papers. I like Michael's as well, but I think their selection is absolutely phenomenal. I was blown away when I saw that. All right, so we're going to do the same thing. These are going to come up off, so now I've got this corner thing going on there. And really, I just want to hit those areas that are missing. No. I always put that in the wrong spot. I'm gluing pages together. That's funny. Now, I know there's another one. Okay, where did I go? What was the last one? Last one was on that side. And we'll put that one there. So that's what we're looking at. I am going to set one. Let me get those set first because you guys know I work in odd numbers. And why dare you ask? Because I'm odd. I like my odd numbers. I want that one to really come up. So again, these are tucks. Because we're only putting glue on two sides. So now when that closes, you've got this smush coming out. It's an eerie poof. Let's call it an eerie poof. Um, and all that fun stuff. But anyway, so yeah, I'll go back to Hobby Lobby. I don't think, often, but every once in a while, I could probably wait, for about 5 years. Good morning, Jill. How are you? Um, yeah, I've been working a lot of hours as well, but yes, Gwen. So I've been very inspired by a couple of the designs through that project pack. Um, Very much so. Let's go to the center. I want the center. Where's my center? There's my center. And this is going to sit right there. And this is going to be a tuck. Um, and I want the frame to be straight. So it's going to be a side push in. There we go. So now we've got that going all along it. Where are we at here for time? I can't see. Oh, okay. All right. We've got good time. No, Ave, no leaves this time. But I do think the leaves are going to make um, a show next year. I really struggled to. I was kind of all over the place. Imagine that. When it came to these designs, and I think Biddy sensed it. Thank you, Biddy. And she made a call. Um, she's like, okay, how you doing? Checking in. What's up? Um, so I really was struggling when it came to designs. And I was forcing, we're going to make a belly band now. And I'm just taking one of my scraps. And it's going to hang over the page. Okay, now do I want to put it in the front? Do I want to put it in the back? Let's put it in the back. And I like that page. So this is going to hang over because this is definitely, taller than what our page is. But, and, I can't fold straight. So we're just going to trim that. So she's going to sit here, and then she's going to fold over, and she's going to pop out. So I just want this little bit to fold over. And of course I'm having a problem with the fold over. There we go. So that's going to sit like that. She's going to be even with the bottom. And there's going to be, it's going to be a double belly band. So there's going to be a spot here that's glued. And then this will be opened and this will be opened. And then this is going to get folded over as well. So this is, I don't know, I'm making this up as I go. This is like a wraparound. Okay, I'm looking at what it says doing today, I think. Yes, it's a, so Ave, it is a tall and skinny, just single style journal featuring the Twilight's Embrace from Relatively Thoughtful. I'm not using all of the pieces, but definitely the papers and some of the accents. So we're going to cut this down. So we're going to see how much. My goal is to actually get it done today. This is going to wrap over that as well because I don't want anything to get hooked on that. And we're just going to shorten that just a little bit. So we're going to glue this. Lots of squeaky going on there. So that's our mechanism. That's going to pop out. That's going to be even with that. So that when you turn the page, you have that. Oh, I'm glad I chose this page. Too funny. All right, and then this is actually going to be a tuck spot. All right. So we are going to use well, and I need a bat. You gotta have a bat. Must have a bat. And we're gonna go with that one. So yeah, this is what I do. I just cut my pieces. We're gonna take half of these gorgeous leaves. Not that bad. I definitely want these large roses. And I like those sizes. It's like die cutting. I will always cut more what I need, And for this, I am going to fill in with another digital. It's by Tracy Fox. Let me grab that. Be right back. Okay, back. And this is from her Ghostal Labels. So there are some black and red ones here that I'll be pulling out to fill this in, because this is a lot. Yeah, this is a lot going on. All right, so we're going to close that up, but I wanted the strength. And we're going to create our clusters. That's already closed up. But we're just going to add a blip of blue in there. There we go. Okay. So, super long. Where's my bat? Need my bat. And I'm just going to do the same thing. I'm not going to be too concerned about the edge, because we are going to come around it with the scorched timber so that I can get rid of the white. So, yeah, there's that. And I'm okay if there's a lot of the white, only because I think with the scorched timber it creates that um, cool gray, or that, not cool, eerie gray. Let's call it an eerie gray. There's a bat. And I'm not going to keep those leaves because, yeah, no. Nope. Nope. Just some things have to be sacrificed. Oh, I think I can say this. I don't know. Can I? Can I talk? Is Sean in the house yet? Oh, that's awesome, Biddy. Oh, that's great. Zentangle portraits, that'll be fun. What do you mean, when was this tall journal made? Gwen, you mean when did I put it together? This video. I actually put this together when I started, if that's what you're talking about. Um, oh, thanks for stopping by, Jill, if you're still here. You did, Biddy. You had a spidey sense on that. It was, it for some reason, I don't know why. I was just struggling with it. And the one thing that I find you never want to do, at least for me, I say this, I don't want to force it. If I force it, it won't happen. Um, so I just need everything to just take its course and figure it out. And if that means that the collection comes out, you know, maybe a month later, then that's what that means. It's okay. Um, Again, I know, unfortunately, though, I'm not shipping internationally, but it it was just not coming out except one area. One area had come out, and those designs are completed. They're just being tweaked and finalized. So, yeah, Biddy got me through it. And then, of course, there was one time we were talking before where he's like, oh, yeah, that would be a good idea. And I never wrote it down. So I know at some point we'll, you know, come back together on that. But again, everything's for a reason. Absolutely. So it is coming along. It's just, I'm a lot happier with it. A lot happier with it. Taking it back to the true sense of what Zentangle is. But very inspired by their project pack this time that they recently completed on their channel. I should have got the fussy cutting done before. I'm just saying. Nobody needs to sit, you know, watch me sit here and fussy cut around leaves or flowers. But I just came up with this idea. Alright, so we got that. And we are now just down to, oh no, that's not going to work. These. Alright, let's check out the comments because for some reason I'm not. She should, Ave. Yes, Biddy is an awesome counselor. Uh, she just she just really pushed me through it. Um, when it came to that. So yeah, we all have those moments where we're like, what's this? What's this? And we always question ourselves. But again, I am a firm believer in two things. And this is just me. Everything happens for a reason. And this too shall pass. Those are the two things that I keep telling myself. And it's all for the good. Okay, they should not sit there. They're going to get in my way and slow my production down on my fussy cutting. So tip with fussy cutting, move your paper, not your scissors. Keep your fingers out of the way of the scissors. Yeah, just saying. Just saying. But yeah. But I do always try to get myself in my room and just work on something. And I've been doing that more. It helps to clear my head. So yeah, stamp collection back down to 4. We're going to stick with that. I like that number. And I believe the release will happen beginning end of October, beginning of November. Because there's just some things that are getting in my way, aka work, that I have to take care of, and they're just taking up time from my plans. And again, I just don't want to rush it. So, but we will have a release. Let's see. Yeah, me too, Biddy. Yeah, there was just a couple things that I kind of went crazy on, because I couldn't resist. And then Tim. Oh, Tim. Yeah, I was doing really well for a couple of weeks, and then Tim. Oh, Tim. Came out with another create class with Simon Says. This one's Halloween themed, and it's right up my alley, so it's like really okay. Um, so it's going to make an awesome gift for my sister. So, yeah, that kind of broke that. But I've been good otherwise. And we are almost done, so you all can stop watching this stupidness. Oh my goodness. This is just nuts. I'll know better for next time. And I know I won't use all of these, but these are also going to be spread throughout. Because again, when I make a journal, one of the things that I do want to make sure is that there is journaling space in it. Because to me, hence term journal, you should be able to write, tuck things, and all of that fun stuff. So I need to make sure that there's plenty of space in there for that. And with the lighter pages, you can also journal on top of those. And it's not like where's my bat? There's my bat. Okay, so the bat's going to go onto the front. And I'm going to extend that, and I just shut the page down. I gotta find that page. Sometimes I amaze myself. I'll know it when I see it. That's the page. That's the one I want. Alright. So we're going to line that up. you know what I'm going to do? I'm actually going to get this glued into place. All right, I'm going to lift this up. We're going to put a line of glue there. We're going to flip our page. Put glue there. And then I'm just going to put glue on the very top. Because then that's going to be, if I let it dry, that's going to be a tuck spot. All right, so now we have this here, and we have this one here. You can keep this completely open here, but sometimes when you do, I mean, things are going to fall out. I mean, that's a lot of space to hold something in, so if I kept this open, it would have been a book. Something that could, you know, wrap around it. So I would have put that through there and then clipped it so that it would stay in there. All right, so now we're going to embellish this. So here I want to make sure that my bat, that's going to sit like that. I need to ink these pieces. You all were screaming it. I heard it. I heard you. I heard you all. And you can see the scorched timber just takes that white right away. I don't care that the edge is there, I just don't want it to be white. And none of these, I'm not worried about the other side because they're going to be hidden. They're going to be glued down flat. I did fussy cut a lot, didn't I? So I'm glad you all showed up to watch me fussy cut and ink the edges of paper. Oh my goodness. I should have thought this one through. I do like these leaves, though. These leaves are kind of cool. And I will get back to the comments shortly. Now we're going to push that off. All right. Let's not put that there. Let's put this here. All right. Bat. There. Not going off the side. Don't want it off the side. Let's see. You know, Cordelia, that's sometimes how I shop. If there's something that I see and it's a really good sale, I'll put it in the cart and I'll walk away until the next day. If it's still there, I'll get it, but 9 out of 10 it goes away. So I'm like, yay! So yeah, Ave, end of October, beginning of November. I'm going through comments here, just catching up. Let's see. Oh, thanks, Flo. And you know what? I've been doing that, so I'm glad I am shopping in my own stash because I can see everything now. It's just it's just amazing. Yes, it does count. If you're good at being bad, yeah, it counts. Yeah. Now, I define bad very differently. So, I'm just saying, lots of sarcasm comes in for me. Alright, so I'm catching up. Yeah. Okay. If I missed a question, then by all means put it in caps and I'll see it. So, Biddy, what I've done, especially with my vintage photo, I have one in three corners of my in my room. Two in the top corners of each of my workspace here, and then one at the desk where I sit with my computer, just in case. Yes, because when we cannot find it, it's a little bit catatonic. I'm just saying. Just saying. So that's what I've done. Yes, it's a little obsessive. I get it. Yes, it's very ridiculous. I get it. However, I must have it. All right, so I just dumped this out because I am looking for certain ones. I'm okay. I gotta see, what do the red ones look like if they are. Oh, what is up with that? Oh, oh, that's not good. Why is it? What did I print these on? Oh, 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 oh. Okay. Hmm. Oh, this is upsetting. It's okay. We're good. We're good. We're good. There we go. Okay, so that works. I am not sure what this paper is that I printed this on. It's very shiny. Why is it shiny? It's very scary here. This, I'm just saying. Okay, we can do that. All right, and then that one is gonna go there. Okay, we'll put that one up there. Let's put a bright rose in behind, and we're going to intertwine it because that's what we like to do. And we can't forget a leaf, a leaf, a purple, and a leaf. Don't come off the page. Oh, but I need you to sit just like that. Okay, I'm liking that. I've got to get this stuff down. All right, so everybody hold your breath. Just hold your breath. We're going to walk the paper. All right, a small one. Just want a small one. A little one. A little baby one. All right, so we'll put that there. And then we'll just put some things here. So we'll do that. We'll have that one turned that way. I do want this to go there. And then we'll put that there. And then, I don't know. We'll put this one up here. Yeah. Because I don't want to go too far up. Now we'll lift this up. And we're just going to squiggle. Sorry for the scratching. And we're going to drop. So have fun with your pieces. You know, have fun with the glue. And just putting it and pushing it in where we need it. And we'll put that one down there. Because odd numbers need to have odd numbers. All right. So now we have our belly band in. And remember, it's a 2-part belly band. All right, now how can we make that look like? What I should have done was tied something around it so that the recipient knows. We'll figure that out. We'll figure that out. I have no idea how I'm going to do it. But we'll figure it out. Okay, so let's go to the other side. And this here is, again, it's a tuck where we can push something up in it and it'll hold. All right, I just want to hold that period. I don't want that to go anywhere. I really need to figure out what paper this is on. Wow. That's bad. All right, it's the same thing. We've got that. And this is actually going, excuse me, to extend down. So let's just lift this up. Let's get those glued in. Let's get that one glued in. I want this black rose to tuck underneath there. So now that is going to get in place. And then we have that. We'll have that. We'll have that. And then that. There you go. Now she's all done. Well, hello, Beth. Oh, thank you, Betty, for putting that channel there. Yes, Beth, this is relatively thoughtful. It is called Twilight's Embrace. I'll have it linked below once we go to the replay. Ouch. Oh, thank you, Beth. I appreciate that. All right. So there you go. Now I'll just come in with glue, not all over the place, but just make sure that some of these bits are held down, because again, we're just putting glue in there for the sake of getting it held. Oh, look at that, I had a flower there. Didn't know. So here's our belly band filled, and then here's our tuck. Now that you did that, okay, so I'm going to take this piece of coffee dyed paper. So I don't want anything to get caught. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to create this and glue it right to that base, so that if someone does slide something up into this, it won't get caught. I want to avoid that. So now, if I take something up, it's getting caught on the leaves, but now she'll just go straight up. Yes. Okay. This is going to turn into, let's see, where did I do that? I did that to the back. Now let's come back to the front. So whatever when I do something to the back of the center page, I'm always going to come in and do something to the front of the center page. We are going to turn this into a tuck, a side tuck, and just glue that there. So now something can sit right in there. And we've got all of our pockets. We've got our poofs coming out, and this is already starting, believe it or not, feeling chunkier than what the papers were. And I'm happy with, believe it or not, with what's in here. The only other thing that I want to add now are just some tags and journaling cards. And when I say tag, you know, one tag to each, and not even each. So focusing on the cathedral windows, that's where I'll focus on tags. And they're not going to be anything too spectacular. We've got a lot already moving on. Now, the reason why, what's my time in here? Okay, we're coming up on 2 hours. Well, that's not bad. Look at that. We did all of this in 2 hours. And take out 30 minutes for annoying fussy cutting and inking. I'm just saying. Yes, Tracy Fox. Go to her. She actually has a website now, so if you search for her, and it's called Ghostal Labels. She does still have her Etsy shop too, but I'll link to her website after the live goes into replay, and you can get them in red, and then they're in blue, and then black. I have no idea though what I printed this. That is very upsetting. I must have had a moment. Horrible paper. Horrible. 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 I do like those roses there. They're probably going to go on the outside. So the reason why I have, let me get my medal. my metal. This is part of my metal. Do flat. No. Yes. Do I have it? They're kind of, no. Where'd it go? Where did it go? Okay, I found it. Alright. So we're going to punch a hole at the top. We're actually going to do 2. Alright, and you know what? I don't want to do the black. So, we're going to punch a hole. And I have to do this on the side here, sorry. We're going to punch a hole here. And we're going to punch a hole here. Whoops. Sorry. We're going to set our eyelets and hopefully they'll work this time. You all know I saw that white, right? There you go. And I am not liking my crocodile right now. Just saying. I think I don't want to get another one. Alright, we're going to get these set. I'm going to play some yoga. Alright, so now when we close, that kind of, sort of sticks out. I'm going to string that through. Now you could just put one hole in this if you wanted to, and then have a poof, a big poof that comes out of that. For me, well, we can do a couple things. We can do a paper charm or a metal charm. Which would you guys prefer? A paper charm or a metal charm? Oh, hello, Nedra. Oh, didn't know you were here. Hello! Sorry I missed you before. Metal. Okay. Alright, so let's find... And if you hear Max, he's sleeping and snoring. Okay. Oogly. Let's see. We've got Okay, well, there we go. That would work. That would creep me out, but okay. That does not have a hole in it. That's that. Oh, I like this one better. Or should I go with the bigger spider? Of course, Biddy comes out with a paper charm. All right, I'll hold it. And maybe, no. 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 Or I could put a bee. I'm just kidding. I'm funny. Oh, okay. So I'll keep those there. Well, we'll just put that on the floor. Hopefully I won't trip over it. Now, what we can do, we could have the best of both worlds. So this is too big. Yeah. All right, so I have my 1.5 inch circle punch. You know, I know, oh, I love that. I know that hand punches take up a lot of space. And I'm not saying for anyone to spend any money. But if you're deciding the types of hand punches to get, I just got to get these out of my way. I am very upset at what these were printed on. I know I can't let it go. Circle punches. Yeah, focus on the circles because you can do so much with them, all sizes. You can make your own hole reinforcers. You can make the paper charms like we're about to do. Oh, he's pretty cool. Mm. So I just find something on the paper. And I just need to be able to maneuver it. That's a lot of weight going on around him now. And where's that one that was cut? Where is it cut? There it is. Oh yeah, there we go. I don't need them to be centered. So there's our front. 5 from 110 pound. Sorry, I should have warned you about the noise. And we got to have something on the back. What would that look like? I think I want it a little bit bigger. Is there no? Wow, Des, that was a bad wine. Now, so I'll keep turning my punch until I see exactly what I'm looking for. And then we just layer it. Add the glue. There's our cute little bat. Now, I want him, this is going to be punched up here. So I'm going to take this and just turn it and make sure that my finger is sitting where this is going to be punched so that I know where I'm going to put that rose. Since this is an image, if it was just a piece of coffee dyed paper, I wouldn't care which way this goes on. But it's just like in our pattern paper, if it's directional, you know, you want to make sure that it's all set. Add pressure, get that glue going, and just wait for that to dry just for a little bit, or else you're punching into, you know, damp paper, and sometimes that doesn't work too often. Now I am going to add we're going to get creative. Yeah, we're going to get creative. I have no idea if this is going to work. So jump rings, you want to go this way. We don't go this way with our jump rings. All right, we're going to punch 2 holes. You need, since when I do these, I use 110-pound paper, like I said. It creates an extremely thick chipboard piece. I mean, these will not get destroyed in any way, shape, or form. They will not. Now, again, do not dunk them in water. But you do need a very heavy duty punch to go through these layers. All right, so we are going to place a eyelet on the top and the bottom because that allows me to have more metal. Like these. Teresa, hello, how are you? I hope you have a good day, Betty, if you're the one that's leaving. All right. Yeah, this is why I am not liking my crocodile. All right, so now I have a hole on the top and the bottom. I think I'm going to use the smaller one. Let's go to the bottom first. So we're going to create a double charm this time. And then I think after I get that set, I think I'll let you all go. All right, and I do want to use the smaller ones. We're going to set that in there. I hope I'm not off camera. And we're going to put that there. So now we have that. The spider will be coming into play somewhere. Just saying. Which is amazing for me to say. Oh, didn't put that away. You know, what's great is even with jump rings, they themselves can be your charm. You know, you can just have these hanging off the side as well. If you're not completely into metal, but you like having some sort of dangle coming off the piece, why not? There's a lot of times where I'll just add that item because I just have to have that piece of metal or something like it. Paper clips, they are metal to me, you know, having paper clips throughout. But here, now we have this charm. Now, if this should go outside, it can also hang to the outside of it, and you would just need, you could put a second one here so that it's double-sided. So this side would have the rose, and then we can add, and I'll add another bat on this side so that that can hang out the back of it. But again, it's just another way to have something coming out, or you can just keep it inside. And it's the whole bat theme as well. And again, when you close it, yeah, it's going to add to your bulk to it. We're going to hang some charms off of this, so they'll dangle off, and I'll be adding some lace. So that's the stuff that I'll be doing off camera. So we used just to recap, we used the Twilight's Embrace digital collection by Relatively Thoughtful, and we pretty much used a good portion of it. We used all the papers but one. There's a few of these types of frames that we didn't use. There's a large frame, and then the portraits of the people that we didn't use either. But I mean, they're beautiful watercolor images. I do like it, but I usually don't go towards that. But one may make it to the front. And we used all the papers again but one, and then this was one of the digitals as well with the cathedrals, and we just added coffee dyed papers to the back to make our tucks, and they're overhanging, so that they're creating this torn edge look along our side. But the papers are just the flourishes and the swirls, they're just wonderful. I added this one. This is not part of the digital, but I didn't want the white page. So I needed something to cover that up. And I didn't want to use, all of these pages are very vibrant, very bright. And I didn't want to have all of that brightness. I just wanted to have this soft floral, for the, that love portion of it. So these are nice tall. You can journal on these pages. There is more that we can add. There might be some pieces that I clip in, a few tags. But again, it's a single signature. It's got 13 pages. It's a tall and skinny journal. Here's our side tuck that we added. So we can put something there, or the recipient can put something there, and it'll stay. And this is a tag from Tracy Fox. And then we have our upwards tucks as well with the frames, and we can, put something in here to decorate this out. And I think it's just going to be some vintage photo, or not vintage photo, some tickets or tags, or some of the flowers are going to sit in those, sticking with the paper collection. But I just really loved the designs. This here is also a side tuck with the frame. And again, that kind of rounds out the tops and the bottoms that we created with our pockets and our frames going across. Here's our belly band. For me, this is the star of the show. Again, collaging up through that, but then also wrapping it over. So adding the two eyelets, we've got our charm dangle. I'm going to add another bat to the other side, so that if this flips over, or if the recipient wants it that way, then you'll see that bat. But it's a double belly band. So here's an opening here, and then down here is an opening. And they'll figure it out. I don't know how to distinguish that. I was going to put a piece of string around it, but I don't want to do that. And then when you flip this over, it's a wraparound belly band. So then the other piece comes down on this side, and it's an upward tuck. So you can wrap these around so that you can have this coming up out of the top, because we had that room around on how we cut it and everything else. So lots of space. Sometimes we think when we do journals, we've got to fill in everything. No, we don't. We do not. Allow it to be what it is, a journal, so that we can write in it. Now, offline, I'm going to take care of the cover. I'll figure out my name. I'll continue into the back. And I'll add just some general, I'll print down the papers again and just create some tags. Very basic. And have them backed with a different paper, but add some ribbons, add some minor details to them. Because again, to me, the star of the show is all of this beautiful paper that we have. Let that shine through. Let that come out. Let the recipient see it and enjoy it. To just have fun with it. I might add a few more side tucks, because side tucks don't take up space. They don't take away from the journaling. They create a place to literally tuck something in if the recipient wants to hold on to it. We'll have some charms. Black lace is coming in play, I know. And we'll have some foliage coming around whatever I decide is going to be the front. Okay, so we will see that. I will finish that probably by the weekend. I'll have that done. What you are going to see coming up is, so I've got another video for Scrappy Tales and her beautiful English garden. So this was fun. Yeah. So it's a 7x7 card. It's a peekaboo. Well, that's what I'm calling it. It's a peekaboo. So that when you open it, you have all of that. Yeah. This was fun. I was a little nervous. So we're going to see that, and I believe you're going to see that tomorrow. That'll be posted. I had fun with my Distress watercolor pencils. I love the house mouse. I love my house mouse. So use those, colored that in, very basic, and then used acrylic paint to get that pearly effect on the fur around it. I love the house mouse. Aren't they not adorable? And then I put my sentiment inside, because why cover all of this up? I'm just saying. So we'll see that at some point. And then in September, I just had a ball with this one. So had fun with my watercolors. I love large stamps. 7x7 card, and just went to town with my watercolors, and then added one of my sentiments from one of my stamp sets, which is my favorite. One of my favorite sentiments. Creativity is intelligence having fun. And I really did have fun with this one. So we'll see this one, but not until September. So, yep, teased you on that one. Yes, I did. So those are the 3 videos that we've got. And again, it's very, very easy watercolor. There's no thought to this at all. None. Just get the colors down. Watercolor is beautiful that way. But those are the upcoming videos that you're going to see. I am wrapping up today the community's posts. So again, we are focusing on simplicity. Absolute simplicity. Looking how I define it. Going deep dive into it. Lots of gab. We're very gabby. These are full length tutorials for free in the community. So I hope you'll come join us there. That link will be down below too after the replay. I just finished up the 12x12. That was fun. I can't believe how many cards I'm coming up with, and I haven't used all the pads yet. And I'm just about to finish the last one, where we look at a scrapbook collection and how that can work for you. And then in the paid level of the community, we're kind of doing ephemera for journals one step up. We're going into multiple layers, and how they can become interactive, and how you can just build upon them, and all of that fun stuff. So hidden paper clips and things that outstretch as you open up the books, and pop-ups. So I'm just about finished all of those films as well. So it's been a busy weekend, but I've loved every single minute of it as I'm playing with my tools, as I'm talking to you. All right, guys, thank you so much for being here. I will also have linked down to this collection that I use from Relatively Thoughtful. They are out of the UK. No affiliate. And I will also have linked to Tracy's, these ghostal parcel things. I'll link down to that as well, to her shop. If you wanted to check those out, again, no affiliates. But if you're curious, they're digitals. You'll have them forever, which I think is great. And then, of course, to the communities, I'll have that. And then if you wanted to see my stamp sets, that'll be linked down below as well. Guys, I hope you have an awesome day. Continue to enjoy, have fun, continue to stay safe and healthy by all means. But truly, from the bottom of my heart, Thank you so much for stopping by. I hope you had fun just seeing a different way. I know it's not for everyone this style, the goth, but apply it to anything. Apply it to bunnies and rainbows if that's your style. Just, by all means, you can do anything of what I did here with bunnies and rainbows and tulips and flowers and all of that fun stuff. And you can use a different color ink to distress. So just look at what we did and apply it to how you want to do it. Remember, it's just paper, and paper's the best medium that we have out there because there's so much we can do with it. But from the bottom of my heart, again, thank you so much for stopping by. I can't wait to see you next Sunday. I will be live next Sunday as well. And until then, take care, guys. Thanks again. Love y'all.